Good morning, friends. I'm so grateful to be with you today, and I love this hybrid meeting that we have going here. I'm going to try to address you both, the ones on Zoom and the ones in the room. And I don't know about you, but before I go to worship, I have a drive to get to my meeting for worship here in Pennsylvania. It's about a 35-minute drive, so I have time to sort of pre-worship in the car as I'm going. And I often do like kind of a check-in on myself to help get me ready for worship. And I wanted to lead you through that by asking you a series of questions. And when I ask the question, feel free to reflect upon it. If you are on Zoom, you could unmute and share your answer. You could put your answer in the chat. Similarly, if you're in the room, you can speak up or you can just, think about it. You don't have to share your answer, but part of it is reflecting on some of these prompts. And the first prompt is a two-parter. It's basically, where are you and what's something you see? And for me, I'm in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, in a town on the Susquehanna River in central Pennsylvania. I'm at home in my study. And these are lands that were traditionally the Susquehannock people who at one point were, left this region and fled further south. And then the Lenni Lenape people were displaced from the east of here and settled here for a time before they were displaced yet again. And one thing I see is I live in an old railroad station that's been renovated, and if I stand up, I can see the remnants of the railroad track that's no longer used. So, friends, where are you, and what's something you see?
I'm in the woods behind my house and I see the sun streaming through the beautiful leaves and all the leaves rustling and lots of them coasting downward.
I'm in my living room and looking out a big picture window at a brightly colored tree behind the huge tree in my yard.
I'm in the archipelago on the south coast of Finland, living in an old school and looking out a window, and it's getting dark. So I just see trees and kind of some sky coming behind them.
Here's my next prompt, and that is, where are you physically, emotionally, and spiritually? And that will maybe take a little bit more time. I know, like some of you, I was out late last night around a campfire. It was a Halloween party. So this morning I feel a little sluggish, that's for sure, physically. I've got a weird tension nerve thing here, I think, from sitting too long at my desk that I keep poking at. That's physically how I am. Emotionally, I'm anxious because I always get anxious whenever I do any kind of presentation, even something that is as relaxed as this. It's just part of who I am. I just have to acknowledge I'm anxious. And spiritually, that's harder to put my finger on, but I believe I'm spiritually open. I think I can say that. So think for a moment, where are you at? Physically, emotionally, spiritually. And when you identify something, feel free to share it in the chat or speak or just within your own mind.
Physically, I am getting ready for a procedure tomorrow, which requires a liquid diet today, so I'm hungry. Uh, Emotionally, I feel contented. Spiritually, I would say that I'm wrestling. I was wrestling on the way over here this morning. I'll leave it at that, wrestling.
Physically, my hands feel tired because I've been tuning instruments all day. And emotionally, I'm still hearing the echoes of Ocean Vuong's book about his mother that I've been listening to, which I think helps me spiritually to get into a state of openness.
I'm physically tired, lack of sleep over the last 3 nights at least. But and emotionally, I'm very happy. I love connections with people, and our intergenerational retreat yesterday and having Bryce, Kathleen, and family overnight all feed me. But I think spiritually, the amount of facilitating I'm doing, including being in control of the hybrid meeting technology and setting up a cider press yesterday, all of this made it so I was too worried about things done, and I'm not open to much of my spirit and to the deeper connection. So in spite of the fact that these things have fed me emotionally, I think spiritually they may have distracted me from some of the inner stuff I need to be accountable to.
Physically, I'm very tired, and I have been for a few days. And that colors my emotions as well. I'm emotionally tired. And spiritually, I'm sort of neutral. And I guess that's why I was hoping that being with both all of you and being in the forest would help me get more connected.
Well, Kathleen, that actually leads us into the final prompt, and that is, where do you want to go? And the answer to that could be a physical location. It could be an emotional state. It could be a spiritual state. And like you, Kathleen, I get recharged and recentered. Something good happens to me when I'm in nature. And so today I want to get into nature, which I think will help me with all of my other needs, like physically getting to nature. But what about you? Where do you want to go? Physically, emotionally, spiritually? Don't feel obligated to share, but let's sit with that query, and we're going to close with that query. So if you've got something to share, feel free to share it. And at 11:30, I'll just say thank you, friends, and we'll go into our normal worship.
Sometimes where I want to go is the problem. Sometimes where I want to go is a distraction. Sometimes where I want to go keeps me from paying attention to where I am.
I want to move into a place of deeper integrity and wholeness, both individually and in my relationships.
Thank you, friends. It's a blessing being with you this morning.